Hey, Alan here at rvacrossamerica.net, and this post is going to be at rvacrossamerica.net/sand caves. And that's what you're looking at here. This is where Isaac made it up to the sand caves. We had been at Sand Hollow State Park earlier in the day, and when we left Sand Hollow after a couple hours around midday of paddling, we weren't ready to head back to Cedar City, wanted more adventures, wanted more exploration, and that's what led us to the Sand Caves. More on that as we head forward. This is the scene as we left Sand Hollow State Park, and while it was a great time, we were looking for more, and so what we did was we hopped in the truck and we headed eastbound, and this is a little bit of city footage in Hurricane. And then we turned this left-hand turn you saw we just took, started climbing a hill, and we were on our way towards Kanab and the desert, and we went past Colorado City, and we ended up passing into Arizona. All of this with very little advanced planning, so neither of us really had a great idea of where we were going. I think Isaac had been through there once or twice, and I'd never been through this area. So take a journey with us, and we'll share with you what's going on. It's really cool, really fun stuff. And that's what you're looking at. And I've got a little music in the background just to, I don't know, keep you occupied. So, if I haven't said it before, this is another one of our adventures, Isaac and I, as we took off in the winter and spring of 2025 and explored various areas, taking a look at what Utah has to offer and eventually Eastern Nevada. I've still got posts coming up on that. And we looked at it not only from a exploration and excursion perspective, but also from an RVer's perspective. This is about a 70-mile run through the desert. You can see initially there are canyons and there are hills, and it's very scenic and it's very interesting. It gets a little warm here if you do it later in the season. This drive was made on April 3rd, so temperatures at the moment where we're driving were in the low 50s, but it cooled off, and you can see there's a little bit of weather headed up ahead from us. It started raining, and even mixed rain and snow, as temperatures fell down to about 40 degrees or maybe even a little bit below. But running through the desert like that, we saw a whole lot of nothing, which was nice in itself. There's a lot of opportunities for dispersed camping along the way. That's dry camping, primitive camping, and we even had cell service through much of this, amazingly. Well, at least Verizon. So I'll give it to Verizon for that. And again, you can get the full backstory over at rvacrossamerica.net/sand caves, SANDCAVES. And if you like what you're seeing and the way I'm doing this, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. There's still more adventures that I want to share with you that Isaac and I took up in the Swell and in Eastern Nevada, and I'm just gradually working through this. I'm actually posting this in mid to late July, and believe me, as I go into August and probably into September, I'll still be working on this. Now we're about 30 miles into the drive. We're crossing the Arizona line. If you're a careful observer, you'll see the marker for that. And right on the Arizona line is a town called Colorado City. We did not go into Colorado City. When you think Colorado City, think Warren Jeffs. It's a sect of the LDS, the Mormons, that are a throwback to the 19th century, polygamy, marrying young women as young as 12 years old, I understand. So we wanted nothing to do with Colorado City. We kept working our way eastbound, but this is Colorado City to the left. It was close enough that we could see some of the housing, and we just didn't want to get any closer. There are only a couple of grocery stores, one just west of Colorado City, I think on the Utah side, and then one east of Colorado City on the Arizona side, and gas stations. Didn't even see any evidence of a school. Maybe Colorado City itself has a school, but there's not many people there, and there's nothing going on that we wanted anything to do with. So we just continued moseying on east. after Colorado City, the road flattens out, the scenery flattens out. The road is pretty straight all the way through, so for RV travel, that makes it very easy. I was not pulling a camper. The camper was sitting in Painted Hills RV Park in Parowan, which from November through the middle of April was my home base. And as I indicated in my main post for Southern Utah, it's just a great spot. And I'm sure I'll have a link in the post that would lead you back to that main post, because it gives you all of the areas that we explored, that I explored, and that were worth exploring, I think, in southern and central Utah. And for that matter, eventually I'll be posting some eastern Nevada, which is not even all that far from Parowan. But this just goes on for miles and miles. Like I say, it was about a 70-mile drive. And again, the main post is at rvcrossamerica.net/sand caves. And please leave a comment, leave a like if I've earned it. Feel free to subscribe if you're watching this on the video channel. And if not, if you're on my website itself, scroll down, leave a comment. I do read all and I do comment on all. As you can see, the weather is beginning to build and deteriorated a bit. There was some mixed rain and snow falling here. Temperatures were in the upper 30s. And I should note, as I indicated in writing, that, we were dressed from coming off of the lake and paddling. We both had wet feet. I had shorts. Typical of ski instructors. It was still ski season, even though at that point I had left Bryan Head. Isaac was still working there, but I had my fill. One of these days I'll share with you more about Bryan Head and more about what's coming up for me this winter, and that would be the winter of 25-26. We're now turning north onto 89, technically 89A. We're in the northernmost part of Arizona. There's only a few miles to get to the Utah border. I'm going to have a video clip showing you crossing the border, just to verify that we did get back into Utah, not that it was a big deal. And that's this piece right here, showing us going back into Utah. We did enter into Kanab shortly after that. We had thought about stopping in Kanab, but frankly, it was raining, it was drippy, temperatures were in the lower 40s, and really there was nothing that looked all that exciting in Kanab to be worth visiting. So now you're north of Kanab, and we're on 89 north. We're headed towards the sand caves. Isaac was my navigator. He was the one who located this hiking opportunity, and it was really kind of neat. I describe in the written post more about it. Bottom line is Isaac's the one who shot the sand cave video, because it required a climb from here, and I did the flat part from here, but I did not do the climb, and you'll see why in the photos as I detail that in the written section. We're pulling into the parking lot here, and I'm making a note of the RVs that are in the lot, because I want you to see that if you go to the sand caves and if you decide you want to camp out overnight, I don't see any no overnight parking signs, and it is a big wide open lot, so there'd be no reason you can't camp there for nothing. There's also another place called the Sanctuary that you can camp at very nearby. It's called the Sanctuary because it's a pet sanctuary, but it's expensive. I'll caution you on that. We're now back on the road, and again, the photos from the sand cave hike are back in the written post, and there's going to be more video at the end that's going to show you more of the sand caves. Again, Isaac shot a couple of video clips, and the second video clip is at the end of all this, so it's really cool. We're now on our way up to another hike called Belly of the Dragon, and just for the name itself is just so cool. There's another camping area near there. I think it's called Horse Camp South. Again, I've got photos and maps and all that on the post. And that's another free camping site. It's National Forest Service. Belly of the Dragon is actually a tunnel under US 89. It's a very short hike. There is a 4-mile hike up a wash. It's a run out, so if it's raining, don't do it. It's because that is meant to be a drainage tunnel. But this tunnel is big. It's a really cool hike. It's short. It's probably less than 100 yards, but it's definitely worth the visit. It's only 3/4 of a mile or so south from Mount Carmel Junction, which we're going to drive through after the hike. But we're about to turn off, and you see us turning off here. The turnoff to the horse camp is off to the right and would run you north a little bit. We're headed south again, and we're coming up on the parking lot. I have a little jump here so we don't have to see just all this dirt road. This is the parking lot for the Belly of the Dragon. I guess you could probably leave an RV in here too. There was certainly room, especially on the right-hand side. So we parked here, we walked over to the Belly of the Dragon. Again, photos are in the post, rvacrossamerica.net/sand caves. And you'll see some really cool photos. I mean, Isaac got one that just had a really interesting effect. I think he's got an iPhone, and maybe it's got a better camera than I have on my Google phone. I don't know. We're now on our way back north. And if you look at this ATV going off to the left there, I think that's the way towards the horse camp. And again, camping there. We're about to make a left-hand turn onto US 89. And very shortly, and again, I jumped the video so we don't have to just see the driving, we're in Mount Carmel Junction. You've got Thunderbird off to the left. You've got Thunderbird Camp, RV Camp off to the right. That's Thunderbird RV Camp East. And then there is a Thunderbird RV Camp North coming up probably in about a quarter, half a mile on the right-hand side. And then very quickly, we're back into wilderness, and we're on our way farther north. Well, we're passing by Thunderbird North Campground, which, as you can see, in early April, they've got quite a few campers, and I'm sure all summer long stays quite busy. This is an area in between Zion and Bryce National Parks. Zion is about 45 minutes or less to the west, and Bryce is maybe about a half an hour to the northeast of where we are. We had, of course, had been to these places, and our objective right now was food. We were getting hungry. So we went to Brink's Country Store and Grill. It's a Mongolian barbecue, all you can eat. And boy, did we eat. We were hungry. We had been out. We'd been doing a lot all day. I had 3 full dishes of, you make it up. You pick your meat. You do it as a buffet style. And then you fill it up with greens and veggies and stuff. And Isaac ended up having 5 full dishes. It's about $20 a person to enjoy this meal, and it was really a nice experience. It was great communing with him and just chatting over dinner. And I don't think either of us took any photos of the place, but hey, it was fun anyway. It was definitely fun what we did and while we did it. But we were in there for a couple hours, and when we eventually did head out, it was getting to be late afternoon. And again, early April, we're still a couple of months away from the longest day of the year. We had just gone over to daylight savings time, I guess, a few weeks earlier. So after a great dinner, we started heading north on 89, and we began climbing. And here we are, getting back into winter. Remember, if you go back to my main post, we had kayaked in the morning, and we had left Parowan and Cedar City with snow falling and snow on the ground. And the only reason I did it is because I knew that we were going to decline about 3,000 feet in order to get to Sand Hollow so that the paddling would be good. And it turned out to be really nice. It's before swimmer's itch season. It's before any harmful algae blooms, any of that. So here we are headed north, and we're again at higher elevation. We're about to turn west on Route 14, which is the, I guess you could call it Cedar City Pass. If you do a Google search, you'll find that. You'll find out that the peak elevation on the pass is maybe about 8,900 feet. We're probably at about 7,000 feet right now, and you've got snow on the ground here. We ended up climbing another couple of thousand feet, and you're going to see some photos right up ahead. And you can see it's snowing right now as we're turning onto 14. There's snow hitting the windshield. Fortunately, again, early April, even though it was at this point late afternoon, bordering on early evening, we weren't encountering any kind of ice on the road or anything like that. But the amount of snow on the side did increase, and you can see it here. We're over 9,000 feet. The pass does go up to 9,800, and it was just surreal going from snow in the morning in Cedar and Parowan down to paddling conditions, and then hiking as if it was early autumn in sand caves and belly of the beast, because temperatures were in the lower 40s, and we're still running around in wet sneakers and such. And here we are driving up and over the pass. We're nice and dry and warm in the truck. Truck has a great heating system, and we're passing along here and just enjoying the scenery. It was my first time going over 14. I think it was Isaac's first time going over 14 also, to get into Cedar City, and it's got some great switchbacks headed down the hill. You'll see that a little bit of that shortly. I've got some footage up ahead of some of the switchbacks that we encountered. You can see even snow in the trees now. And again, April 3rd. So truly a four-season day, really exceptional. This is just another scene a little bit further up the road, a few miles ahead. Looks like we could have probably brought our cross-country skis and done a little bit of cross-countrying here while we're up at higher elevation. That's the neat thing about being out west, and in Utah in particular, because Cedar City's at about 5,900 feet. Same thing with Parowan. You climb 4,000 feet, and you're in a totally different climate, a totally different environment. You're up in an alpine forest, and it's just really cool being able to get up there. And by April 3rd, it had finally snowed. I mean, when Isaac and I went up into the mountains in February, we didn't have anywhere near this. In fact, it was bare ground. It was incredible, but it was a lot of fun. I figured I'd give you a few seconds of just enjoying the background music and the scenery. That was probably about the highest elevation. You can see the snow is thinning out as we begin our descent. Actually, we were well into the descent in this particular stretch of the travel down. It's much like going down a luge. You're on about a 5, 6, 7% grade going down the hill. I always use my transmission to slow us down to control speed. And that way I don't burn through brakes. The hills are long and protracted in the west, and you can see from the signage, there's sharp curves, but it was a lot of fun driving this. I enjoy it. Even though I'm driving a pickup truck, I feel like I'm driving a race car going down these kind of hills. And again, the snow's thinning out. It may not look like it, but pretty soon in the next clip, you're going to see the next stretch. It'll be even thinner and thinner. And eventually we got ourselves back into Cedar City. Again, giving you a little bit of time to just enjoy the drive and enjoy the experience, much as Isaac and I did going through this entire day. It was a marathon day, again, starting early in the morning with a snowstorm in Parowan and Cedar, continuing down to Sand Hollow to do some paddling. The subsequent drive through the desert, then the travel through Kanab, the hikes in sand caves and in Belly of the Dragon, and then finally the Food Fest at the Mongolian BBQ, and then driving up and over Cedar City Pass, if you want to call it that. We're now towards the bottom of Cedar City Pass. We're nearing the point where I was dropping off Isaac, completing a phenomenal day, and then working my way just a few minutes north on I-15 back to Parowan. And you're about to see that final entrance to Parowan. You'll see the final approach actually going down the canyon here. We're not quite out of it yet. Watch for the red rock around this curve. Here we go. And that's truly a spectacular aspect of southern Utah, particularly the Red Rock, southern and central Utah. Of course, people go to Moab for that. That's central Utah. Southern is equally as spectacular, and you just have amazing relief. Even if you're just driving down Interstate 15 in the valley and you look off to the side as you're passing through Parowan and Cedar City, that you've got these hills going a couple thousand feet at least above you, maybe 3,000 feet that you can see as a climb, and a lot of it looks like what we're driving through right here. So you just kind of have to pinch yourself and say, I can't believe I'm here. Now we're back in Parowan, the end of a phenomenal day. Hey, if you liked the way I did this video, I'd love to hear from you. It was through a suggestion from a very good friend that I include music in the background. And, you know, I put a little more into this one than I put into some of the others. Of course, this was just a marathon day. So please visit the post at rbcrossamerica.net/sand caves and leave me feedback. Give it a thumbs up on the video if you like. Leave comment there. Leave comment underneath the post. And I thank you. I'm going to stop yapping now, and you're going to be able to enjoy the final clip of Isaac doing more of a tour through the sand caves. He worked his way back, and I think this video is even better than the opening video.